Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Sorry it's been a while. In today's video we're gonna compare Adobe Premiere Pro with Davinci, specifically 18.5, and see which one is better if you are a beginner editor. If you want to start editing videos and you have no idea which one to grab, or maybe if you're wondering if you made the right choice, then this is the video for you. I'm gonna break down the costs, I'm gonna break down what you pay for. If you're excited about this video, give it a like and let's get into it. In terms of how much you spend, Davinci is a very clear winner. Where Adobe is always subscription based, Davinci is $295 at most. But how much you pay for the subscription at Adobe can change depending on your needs. Let me explain. With Adobe, you can get a Premiere Pro only subscription, which does include commercial use Adobe Firefly, which if you want to learn a little more about Adobe Firefly, you should check out my video. This subscription also includes 100 GB of cloud and 500 credits for generative AI and access to Adobe's library. So everything you need to start creating wrapped in a neat little bow. This Premiere Pro only subscription costs €24.19 a month, or roughly $26. You could also go for the all app subscription from Adobe, which costs €63 a month, or roughly $68 a month. But it does include every single app that Adobe has, which is a lot of things you may not use. It also includes 1,000 generative AI credits instead of 500. So there's a limited amount of things that you can create with generative AI, but it means that whatever you make with generative AI within that plan can be used commercially. If you're just interested in editing or in video creation, you're not nearly going to need all the apps that Adobe offers in this all app subscription, with maybe an exception of Photoshop and After Effects. Davinci, on the other hand, has a paid version and a free version. What the difference is between the free version and the paid version is a little too complex to break down completely, but this is what you need to know. In essence, the free version has everything you need to get started with basic editing. It has a whole bunch of available transitions, effects. It allows you to cut, it allows you to change the video quality, it allows you to change the audio. Davinci has a small library of assets like title screens. The most notable difference is that in the free version, the export settings is limited to 4K. But unless you're gonna make 4K drone footage for your videos, you won't really need that. Everything above that is a lot more professional and you definitely won't need that as a beginner. It has AI-based neuro technology that helps with things like organizing your files. Overall, you're kind of seeing the trend that the paid version of Davinci is only interesting once you've really developed yourself out of the beginner phase of being an editor. Then you can consider if you want to advance to the paid version, or maybe you want to switch to a different app or get a different combination of products going. And all that said, even the paid version, the over-the-top Davinci Resolve version, is a whopping $295 one-time payment, which means in terms of cost, it outpaces Adobe really damn quickly. Earlier, we kind of saw what the Adobe subscriptions includes, but what does Davinci include? The competitors both provide a cloud service, but they work vastly different. The Adobe cloud service is very straightforward. Once you have a subscription, you have cloud access, and you have about 100 GB available to store all your raw items, to store any footage, and share it across devices. Additionally, and what I find very handy, is that it also stores any settings that you may have in your application. In terms of usability, there's a big difference that jumps out right away for me, is that when you download the Davinci free version, you download a zip file that you have to extract and open and then install through Wizard. I actually ended up downloading 18.5 point something, and then I didn't work on this video for a while, and then when I actually wanted to start playing with Davinci, it popped up that I needed to update, and it brought me back to the website where I had to do the process all over again. Well, Adobe has this desktop application called Creative Cloud Desktop app. You download it once from the website, you can even download it without a subscription, and it gives you access to everything. You've got all your applications ready in front of you to download, to update, to uninstall, to go back to previous versions, everything in one neat little package. The Adobe Cloud Service is integrated in the application that you download, so all you have to do is browse in that application and you have your files right there. It also integrates into your Windows. Your cloud is just there. It's just like another drive folder. The cloud service of Davinci is you pay about $5 a month and then you can share all your files for collaboration. It's just a way to safely collaborate with other users or colorists or any other editors This product does come with a lot of collaboration features. You can work on a project together live. You can see each other edits, you can place post notes everywhere so people can see where you're supposed to work on. And it also includes an in-app chat. If you choose to go for Davinci, you might be missing out on the option of getting any graphical applications to support your work. If you're going to be a YouTuber, you're going to want some sort of graphical application. Most people opt in for Photoshop. With Davinci, you don't have access to things like Photoshop or After Effects. So if you're going to go for Davinci, even if you're going to go for the free version, you might end up getting a Photoshop only or a Photoshop subscription with Adobe. There are alternatives available for Photoshop. You can see if Adobe Express maybe works for you. Some people might go for Procreate. There is Affinity Photo. In other words, you just kind of have to see what you need. So now that we know what we're getting for the price that we're paying, how easy is it to get used to this? I have a ton of experience with Premiere Pro, and for this video, I went out of my way to download Davinci and play around with it a little bit. Despite being a long-term Adobe user, my conclusion may really surprise you. See, I remembered Adobe to be really overwhelming. There were lots of panels, a lot of things going on, and a lot to learn. There were tutorials available that will pop up as soon as you open the program and things you could fall back on. But it was such a dynamic and complicated program that even if you were to look for tutorials on YouTube to watch, their layout usually looks completely different from yours, so you get lost very easily. I had to learn all the best practices through trial and error, and there was really nothing to hold my hand to make sure I learned the correct way of editing right away. I found that the Davinci application had this flow kind of cut out for you. With Adobe, you kind of get thrown into it and everything is available and you just gotta kind of organize it for yourself. In Davinci, when you upload your files, you first get in this rough cut section where it's literally all about cutting. But there was a much better flow. And I found that all the features like title screens that are essential in a good video were just a little more readily available. Especially effects like title screens take a lot longer to get used to in Premiere Pro because there's just so much and lots of it has to be downloaded from the library. Another big noticeable difference was how the timeline worked. Now both timelines worked really well. I don't know if it's because I'm used to Adobe, but the Davinci timeline was really surprising. I didn't have any problems getting used to the Davinci timeline, and I don't really see any problems going from Davinci to Adobe if you ever choose to do that. I think the switch is a bit of a... Other than that, they're both very intuitive. So to summarize everything I've talked about, the Adobe subscription fee adds up really damn fast, especially considering that with Davinci you can push out unlimited videos with high quality and lots of available effects for free. So in terms of price, Davinci wins, hands down. In terms of user friendliness, I'm gonna say Adobe wins. The Creative Cloud application that you can download to your desktop is just a perfect work of art. Cloud service is a damn lifesaver. Honestly, Davinci's way of installing is outdated. And as for beginner friendliness, I'd say Davinci does have a hand in beginner friendliness because it grabs your hand a little more when you're trying to learn it. You're much more likely to teach yourself the best practices of editing in Davinci. Adobe Premiere Pro is just too overwhelming, in my opinion, if you're just gonna start editing. So, in conclusion, despite being a hardcore Adobe user, and despite actually really enjoying using it, I'm gonna say if you're beginning with video editing, I would recommend starting with Davinci, the free version. You can get used to the process really well, and once you're getting out of that beginner stage, out of that beginner box, you can decide for yourself if you're going to continue to grow in the Davinci or if you're going to go to Premiere Pro. Paying up to €63 or $68 a month to edit and getting other features is quite a commitment, especially if you're not entirely sure what to do with the editing yet, or if it's just for home videos. So Davinci really gives you a lot of space to explore, learn, grow, and draw your own conclusions about what you need graphically. Like once you are subscribed to Adobe, you have everything that you need. Those are the kind of things that Davinci maybe could develop in a little better, but those are also the kind of things that you don't need yet if you're just starting. You know what I mean? Overall, if I was a beginner now, knowing what I know now, I would start with Davinci and then probably end up moving to Adobe. For me, the money is worth it. For someone who's just starting, probably not. So that's my conclusion for today. I hope you liked this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this, then subscribe to this channel. I talk about tech, lifestyle. I am a creative writer and a software engineer. So everything in that bubble I will talk about. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!